You're not just happy with the state of things.
Lamba.
And Dami, can you shut up for like 1 second? Alright.
But why are these guys talking to us, man? Aren't you guys like 14th on the table now?
Like, I feel totally betrayed. I feel 419 by Erik.
Yo, boy.
Who's
KPL.
that? Sterling.
Copa. Ooh, we are back again, man. The Pitchside Banter podcast, episode 6. How are we feeling, guys? So much. Yo, guys, there's been so much news. I felt inundated. The barrage of news. How's it going,
Bro,
man?
where do
How's
we
it going,
start?
David? How's it going, David? How's it going, Prince? How's it going? What's going on, man? How you guys feeling?
Oh, man. It's chilling, man. It's been a wild couple of days, bro.
Trust
Been
me.
a crazy-ass couple of days, man.
Yeah.
In the football world.
Yeah. We're here to discuss it, of course. David, how was your weekend, David? How was the weekend? What did you do this weekend?
It was a good weekend, man. Had an event, had a rest, had church on Sunday, and the Lord answered my prayers on Tuesday or Monday.
Oh, bro, we're gonna get to that, man. We're gonna get to the answer
Indeed.
prayers very soon, man. But I have to say,
Yes, sir.
the weekend's activities in terms of Premier League was exciting. Not a lot of that upsets, but I guess we could start with the major upset being that Manchester United lost to West Ham at the London Stadium. I really felt like it was in the first half. I think it's fair to say that Manchester United players really gave away a lot of chances, David.
Yeah, man. The United players were a disgrace.
Yeah, they're licking and shabby.
The, they were a disgrace. The ironic thing in life is you don't just know, you can never tell what the future holds. You can predict, you may be right, or you may be almost right. You can never predict for sure what is going to happen.
There is.
That may relax. You can, for example, now, we know who would have thought that on the game before which we sack him, it actually wasn't his worst managed game.
No,
Like, you can say he had decent tactics in the first half. We should have been ahead. You could easily argue that if we won that game, he wouldn't have been sacked.
Yeah.
If we won that game 2-3-4-0, he would not have been sacked. So
That's
everything happens for a reason, and like the result on its own it's the players. I don't even blame him for that. The players, in particular, Alexandro Garnacho.
I'm telling you, Alexandro.
Where do I start, man? You have such a low footballing IQ. It's painful to watch. And we absolutely did not deserve to lose that game. But football is cruel. When you waste your chances, you deserve to lose.
That was quite harsh in my opinion, but hey, it was what it was in that game. Another famous miss in that game was Diogo Dalot. That open net, man. But I think it'll be unfair not to give enough credit to West Ham because Lopetegui, as bad as he's been, he made some changes in the second half. He brings on Somerville, he brings on Souček, and he brings us Todibo. And I feel like that changed everything, to be fair to them. I think definitely that just changed the game. And of course, they took advantage of the momentum and things just really moved quickly. Another game that was really fascinating to watch was the Chelsea-Newcastle game. Cole Palmer once again orchestrating things. Ice cold Cole Palmer, bro. Prince, talk to me about Cole Palmer, man. How impressive was he this weekend?
Is there anything
Time to glaze?
Well, it's not even glazing if it's true, fam. It's not even glazing if it's true,
Yeah, that's right.
But is there anything that kid cannot do?
I don't know.
Guy, he can score, he can assist, he can take free kicks. His insight into a game is just superb.
Thank
Like
you.
his understanding of the whole, like where his teammates are on the pitch is like, bro, is literally. I don't think we've seen a youngster this good in a while. You know,
I have to
like
say,
his positioning, it's just, bro, it's just really, arguably is probably one of the best players in the EPL right now, if not the best,
mm,
with the stats he has.
I
Like,
could, I can agree. Yeah, yeah.
forget the fact that Chelsea is not like doing the best this year, although we're thriving, we're
Mm,
doing good. Yeah, Palmer has like, Palmer will start on the Palmer will start in any team in Europe, so it's that great.
mm,
Personally, I will put him in any team in Europe, and he'll be able to, and he'll start in their like starting 11. So
mm.
I think he's that outstanding a player, man. And I'm just glad we have him. Like, I'm glad Chelsea has,
Yeah, it's fair to say he basically ran that game. Man, that pass to Pedro Neto was
it was,
sublime, sublime, just sublime.
bro.
And
Look at
What
how
a
he even
pass,
saw that.
mate. What a pass.
Look at
yeah,
how he
yeah,
saw that, bro. That
yeah,
shit is crazy.
it is crazy, man. Ooh, speaking of a crazy game, man. Speaking of a crazy game, well, not crazy in the same way, I would admit, but I think Haaland should have possibly gotten a hat trick against Southampton, and I was really pissed off. Well, actually, I'm a Man United fan, but from a FPL perspective, I was pissed off. But Haaland missed so many open chances, man. Southampton could have easily gone 3-0 down in the first half. But I have to give it up to Bednarek and just how Southampton played, man. You guys catch that game? Was it a kind of game that was looking like it should have been? Because we were all expecting Southampton to get pumped. Okay, I'm sure everyone expected Southampton to get pumped. How come they didn't get pumped, man? Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, David, what do you think, man? How come they didn't
It's
get pumped,
it's
man?
it's it goes to show, man.
Yeah.
Um, when we look at strikers, we seem to forget that when we see a striker with 30 goals a season, 40, a lot of the time it takes a lot of chances. They
Yes.
miss a lot of chances. But
Correct.
talking from perspective as a United fan,
Mm.
our strikers don't get chances. So the little amount of chances they get, we overanalyze and say, oh, he
Mm.
missed that. How could you miss that? But in reality, we have examples now. Look at someone like Haaland. He literally has, like, I think the record now for the most amount of goals in a season. Yet, Haaland also has the highest amount of missed chances every year.
Mm.
So actually, his misses against Southampton were not so shocking to me. Haaland has his days when he's on, he has his days when he's off. He's literally scored 2 hat tricks or so this season already. So when he's on it, and do you know what's funny? His hat
Mm.
tricks came from less expected goals in those matches than in this game where he had 1 goal. He had more expected goals.
Oh, his XG
So
was higher.
football is a cross sport, man. Yeah.
Yeah, true sport. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That is such that's a good analysis right there, man. And yeah, it goes without saying you have to get more goals. You have to miss more chances, and you have to. And failure comes with football, doesn't it? It's very critical to see that. I also
Yes,
can't.
sir.
I don't know what to say about Tottenham, man. But who are like? Are we surprised? No, I'm not. I know we're not surprised. We've seen them, but then Mateta scoring is what is pissing me off. Like, why? How? How do you lose to Crystal Palace in this form? How does Tottenham go? Even Man United went there and we didn't lose. Like, what is going on, man? What?
I doubled up on the Tottenham attack to
I
be
know.
absolutely disappointed.
Oh my gosh, man! I'm telling you,
Yeah, I mean,
man.
I know Tottenham ain't shit, man.
Well, that game was nothing burger. Was a defensive. Well, I guess a bit of a defensive masterclass for Crystal Palace, and they just well, Mateta, man. All right, it is what it is. That game was what it was. However, the Liverpool Arsenal game, the last game of game week 9. Game week
Bro.
9, man. Game week 9. I was pissed off when Salah scored the equalizer. I have a reason why, but I'll let Dami start first after watching the game. After that first half from
Bro,
Arsenal, were you
I like
thinking?
the results, man. I gotta say
Of a
that
Chelsea fan, I'm sure that's great, isn't it?
I love the draw, man. I was
I
Of
so
course,
love the
excited
the
when I
draw,
saw
title,
the
man.
draw.
the type 2 pretenders think they have
The
a
title
chance.
pretenders have.
Bro, why are these guys talking to us, man? Aren't you guys like 14th on the table now? Or
Yeah, yeah.
something
I'm
like
sorry,
that?
bro. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah,
Stay
man.
ready.
Back to, actual football.
Yeah,
Bruh, that match was crazy. Like,
crazy.
I actually, genuinely, as an objective football fan, I think
Mm,
Arsenal really tried, and
mm.
like they could have gotten away with the W if they didn't, if they had like their normal defense, you
Yes,
know,
yes. Gabriel just knocked off
like,
the
but
ball. Yeah,
but the fact that like their defense wasn't the normal setup just made everything much more difficult for them. And obviously we know Salah, man. He loves games like this. He would
yes,
always pop up like, on in game in occasions like this. So
yeah,
like I'm not even surprised. Like, but I actually wish Arsenal. Obviously, like I said, I'm happy with the results. It's perfect for my team, but it would have been nice to see Arsenal win because they actually did. Like, I think they put in the effort.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think we have to give Arne Slot some credit in terms of the
Yes,
substitution to take out.
definitely.
He takes out Curtis Jones and brings in Zoboslai. I felt like Zoboslai exploited, at least from an attacking perspective, with his runs. He really allowed um, that stretch. He gave that stretch, and it was coming into position, even coming into Salah's position sometimes to get the ball and just give them this momentum going forward. So I think Arne Slot
Mm.
realized that Curtis Jones wasn't giving him enough, so he makes that switch, and that allowed Liverpool to put up more pressure because I think it's fair to
Mm-hmm.
say most of Liverpool's chances up front came from just having being defensive and from that defense just building up to a very quick attack when they just get the ball from defensive position. So I think kudos to Arne Slot, and I'm sure Arsenal
In
fans will
other
feel
words, counter attack.
Counter attack. Yeah, that's what I was like, wait, what?
exactly. So in other words, it was counter attack that got them the equalizer anyway. But yeah, I think Liverpool played well, but I feel like Arsenal should have won that game very easily. But
Yep.
it is what it is. Sometimes,
But
like
yeah,
David
man,
said,
and Slot actually Liverpool looking like one of the actual people that might actually possibly give Man City issues this year because they are
yeah.
playing really good.
But Man City is top already, man. And when they are top like this, do they ever lose ground? It's looking tricky, man. It's looking tricky. Pep Guardiola always seems to get results. And when you get results like this and and you're just a top manager, man, when Pep goes in this position, he rarely loses ground. And the only time he lost ground, Liverpool won the Premier League. So, well,
Man City don't have Rodri though, so let's put that into consideration.
yeah. Rodri is a big miss. But Matheus Nunes is trying, and of course Kovacic. They're really trying to play that part for them. But it's glad to see that they even have John Stones that can go in their position, so we're not that worried. Results are a necessity at a big club like this. And Ten Hag's sack was shocking to me. Well, not the fact that he was sacked, but the timing of it, because I feel like if he would have been sacked, he would have been at the international break. But he gets the sack, and less than 4 hours or 5 hours after the sack, Ruud van Nistelrooy is appointed interim manager, and less than 24 hours after that, we heard about Amorim already accepting the Manchester United job. It was a cascade, an avalanche of news coming back to back to back, and I I had mixed feelings. I'll be honest, I had mixed feelings. I am really interested to know how to know what you. Actually, David was even the one that broke the news in our group chat. So David, how
Yeah, man. I was surprised you were shocked.
I know. I will explain why I'm shocked, but why I was
Nah,
shocked. But
do you know what? When I saw people post it on social media, like I thought, oh,
yeah,
people just joking again, man. None of
yeah,
them
it felt like a
joke
joke.
stuff, man.
I was not
Until I
sure,
saw
man.
Fabrizio, and I was like, for real?
I know, David, man. Why? Like, explain how you felt. Like, explain your thought process when you got the news and how you processed everything, man. Let us know.
Man, I don't think I've told anybody this story.
Oh, okay.
It was a lovely Monday morning, you know. Uh, I literally was at work, you know. It gets to a point as a fan where
Mm,
things aren't just going in the way you want. You're not just happy with the state of
Lamba.
things. And Dami, can you shut up for like 1 second? All right, all right. So
okay.
you know, we things haven't been going well, right? And after that loss, that last West Ham loss really disillusioned me because, as I said, we didn't play so well. I want the manager out. We lost another game. The season is going terribly. So
Mm,
I kind of detached myself. Like I wasn't so emotional anymore. I
yeah.
tried my best to not think about United so much. And, you know, on Monday, I was just, you know, I'm on Twitter a lot these days. And I was just going through my Twitter, man. And I just saw a notification from like somebody sent me a tweet from David Ornstein. In case you didn't know, after Fabrizio, David Ornstein is like up there as well in
Yeah.
terms of like top journalists who
Mm,
provide exclusives.
yeah.
And I just saw a David Ornstein tweet, and he says Erik Ten Hag has been sacked by United, and I was like, nah.
Oh
There's
man.
no way. I saw it when it was like 2 minutes. Like he just tweet. It was a fresh tweet. It
Mm,
wasn't trending yet. Like it just
mm,
came out. People were still shocked, and I was like, there is no way this is happening right now. Is this legit? Like, is this for real? Then after I started sharing it, people were reacting and talking. Then I was like, oh wow, this is legit. And all I can say is, you know, people will have the argument for did they take too long,
yeah.
or why did they give him a chance in the first place?
Yeah.
You know, why did they waste the season? To be honest, I feel like he deserved a little chance after winning a second trophy in his second season. He deserved the
Yes.
chance
Yes.
under the new management Ineos have brought to show
Yes.
himself. He's been given
Yes.
that chance and he has failed and he has been
Mm,
sacked. So I think they made the decision at a decent time, and I like who they are looking at to replace him. It's a good
mm.
choice. And yeah, man, it's a good one. Every Ten Hag just deserves to be tried in court for some decisions he made as the coach.
Oh come on, bro! Isn't that too harsh? That's a bit too harsh,
Is
man.
that it?
Yeah.
that mean, that mean, do you have anything to say?
But you know me, man. I don't be worrying about petty things like Man United.
Oh my gosh, man! Now you're being serious. No, but do you actually have anything to say about that?
Um, Personally, I feel like with regards to Man United and the sacking of Ten Hag, I feel like it's a bit weird that they sacked him with this particular fixture, like
Mm,
David already said, because like it wasn't that bad of a fixture, man. And like if they're gonna sack him, they could have sacked him since for like a lot of very questionable losses. And but
Mhm.
that being said, we also had the sacking coming. We just didn't know when.
yeah.
Like it just became a running joke. Yeah, so I wouldn't say I was surprised, but I guess I was surprised that the board actually finally pulled the trigger
Mm,
with regards to his sacking. And I think that the problem with Man United is it's not too much about the manager. The manager wasn't that good though, but I don't know if anything is gonna change substantially with the bringing in of this new coach. What's his name? Amorin.
yeah, Ruben Amorim. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see. Right, yeah, we're watching.
Mm. David, I wanted to point out some things personally. Yeah. we were at this same position 2.5 years ago, where we had another promising coach in Europe who had done well at Ajax. We were all excited to have
Yeah.
Erik ten Hag. We are now at the precipice again of bringing in another so-called promising coach to come into the club with pretty much the same players. Well, a lot of Erik ten Hag's players this time around, and we're expecting, we're supposed as fans, we're supposed to be optimistic. I'm sorry to say, I'm a bit fed up of chopping and changing managers at Manchester United. You know what's funny, guys, is that we just had this conversation last recording at episode 5, right? Where we're discussing, Edem was talking about, you can't find another Alex Ferguson again. You have to be realistic, and we need to stick. I think basically Edem was even talking about sticking with Ten Hag, right? So we shouldn't sack him. I think I kind of subscribe to the argument, honestly, because I don't think the last game was well. I'm sure they didn't decide, to sack him based on the last game, but I don't also think the last game was representative of, the, of how this club has performed, because we should have, we just weren't scoring. I just don't understand, and at the same time, I just have this skepticism because I'm like, I've gone through Erik ten Hag, because all these promising coaches come to Man United and then their careers die. Mourinho, Louis van Gaal, Erik ten Hag, even Ralf Ragnick had a good reputation before he came to us, right? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer,
He
I
still
think
has
he
a good
overperformed,
reputation.
and yeah, he's coaching Austria right now. They all just come to Man United and they just get sucked in to mediocrity. So I don't know.
I
I've looked
wouldn't
at
say it's
Amorim.
mediocrity.
No, I'm coming. I'm going to come to you because they get sucked into mediocrity eventually. No, maybe not in the beginning, but eventually they all just kind of start to struggle, and then the fans turn on them, and it's the same story. We've seen this with Mourinho, we've seen this with Van Gaal, we've seen this with David Moyes, we've seen this with now Erik ten Hag, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, I'm like we've seen this many times. I just can't bring myself to now believe this. Okay, look, I've looked at Amorim's record. I don't know much about the guy. Okay, we knew that he was in position for the Barcelona job. We knew that he was positioned for the Liverpool job. Even Man City, when they were thinking Pep will leave at the end of last season, I understand it. I've looked at his formation and all that. But these guys come. David, there's something I want to just point out. Yeah, and I'm going to end with this. I just believe when you are bringing in a new manager, it is all about what is the style of play and how much does that deviate from what the players that are in the club at the time already do or practice. I'm looking at this Amorim game as a very, very wide, far deviation from what Erik ten Hag was doing. And when you have Erik ten Hag players there that are playing the certain style of which they supposedly play, that is my worry. And I'm just not in favor of the timing of the sack. I believe you should have sacked him, but the timing of it is my issue. So I'm just going to leave it there in case anyone has a rebuttal. But that's just how I feel about the matter.
All right, so look, you've made some decent points, right? And I'm just going to try to say just a few things without wasting time to change your mindset, right?
Mm.
A lot of what you're saying is basically we have had promising coaches come here. It hasn't worked out particularly. Every time everybody that comes, it ends the same way, and once we hire this coach, it's going to end the same way again. And yeah. So I just need to make a rebuttal to you. We have a Chelsea fan here, right?
Mm. Mm.
You ask them, right? If this is modern football. United fans most are too attached with the way things were. Oh, he hasn't won a trophy yet. It took Fergie 6 years. It takes time back to back. You have to show workings or progress
Mm.
to keep your job. We
Mm.
cannot just continue blindly backing managers. Look, we are not demanding that you win the Premier League, right? Or that you win the Champions League.
Yeah.
But what you must do is show consistent progress. What progress are we talking about? Your style of play
Mm.
and results. But style of play is most important because we know that the more positively you play on a more consistent level, the more positive results you get. And the more positive results you get, the more positive results you get, the more trophies you win. It's not rocket science. We were in year 3 and we still play disjointed football every game. Every game, I'm like, oh, maybe he would change it. Maybe he would pick the right lineup in this game. Maybe if there's if there's discontent tactically, maybe we can actually change it mid game and make things to our advantage. I say this before every game, and every game we make the same mistakes most of the time. Even most of our wins this season are they literally dependent on something going our favor. We haven't won many games in the EPL. One of the wins was Fulham. We scored a lucky goal by Xerxes. Southampton, we would have lost that game if Southampton scored their penalty, which they had, which Onana saved.
Mm.
Brentford, we could have easily lost that game if not for the good moments by Rashford to Garnacho and Bruno to Højlund.
Mm.
We do not play good systematic football. This is year 3. It's unacceptable. Nobody's saying you must win everything or we sack you, but we must see progress. How is the team playing? Even most players, everybody is looking worse than they are. You have not
Mm.
improved anybody. When you are trying to save your job, you are depending on players who were here before you came. All the guys you bought are on the bench. You're trying to save your job and you're relying on Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay and man them like that. These aren't even guys you bought. Shows your talent ID is poor. Your style of play was good before you came. You came and it's poor. I mean, I wonder why he came and changed how he played. At least die on your sword. Man came, changed his sword, and still died on it. Like there was no point.
What a line!
There
What
was
a
no
line, bro!
there was
Mash.
no point. You know, so like the guy, like I
Oh,
feel totally betrayed. I feel 419 by Erik because when he
Yahoo boy.
came, I thought we would be
Like
playing
the Yak is a Yahoo boy.
scintillating tiki taka against Pep at the highest stages in the finals. And what have we got? Playing with some disjointed ass midfields, poor lineups, players on form. He drops the wrong players. He picks the wrong players. Like he just keeps consistently making mistakes, showing he's not good enough. And in hindsight, I wonder how he won those trophies because with the decision he makes, especially this season as well, I wonder how he even won those trophies.
Mm.
It seems that when it comes to cup competitions, he finds a way to take those ones more seriously or actually manage the game with a little bit of common sense. I don't know. But the truth is, you just can't keep backing for backing's sake. You have to be backing something. They must be showing you something. We like to compare to, Arteta was trash in year 3, but they kept him through a bad run, and look where they are now. Arteta, at least, I'm the furthest thing from a fan of Arsenal Football Club. But
Yeah.
Arteta at least was showing why he should be backed in terms of they were improving year in year out, and eventually they became a good team. This year they're going back to this Dark Arts FC, but before
Mm.
this year they showed consistent improvement, which is what we were looking for in year 3. He didn't cut it. He was rightfully sacked, man.
Ooh, that was
And just to
okay.
cut it off there, we need
Mm.
to sack. Basically, we need to keep sacking until we get it right. Give
Mm.
everybody a good chance, but if they don't cut it, sack them again until we get somebody who
Oh,
actually
oh,
cuts it
oh.
and keeps the job.
Yeah. Wow. That is David, you had some good lines in there, man. Yeah, so you said being 419 by Ten Hag.
Thanks, bro.
Man changed
Yeah,
his man changed his sword. I still died on the sword.
bro.
Oh
If you're
my
gonna die on
god.
your sword, die on yours,
Die on your
bro.
sword. But man changed his sword. I still died on the same sword.
Bro.
Oh man. Yeah, no, you made some decent, actually very good points there. And yeah, it's just, I guess it's the difference in perspectives, but
Yeah,
yeah, I guess it remains to be seen, right? When Amorim comes in, we obviously, as United fans, we wish him success, and yeah, let's hope he does well for Manchester United and has a good and long career. I have to take us now to the happenings on Monday, the Ballon d'Or ceremony, both the male and female category. Um, I guess we could run down some of the awardees on the night. Of course, Harry Kane and Kylian Mbappe won the Gerd Muller Trophy. That's for the highest goal scorers in Europe. The is it Kachi or I keep forgetting what's called, but the goalkeeper.
Sorry, why would there be two winners of the highest goal scorer? Did they have the same
I,
amount of goals?
I suppose that will be the case, yes. And you
Okay.
have Emiliano Martinez winning the is it Yichin or Yachin Trophy award? Or sorry,
Yashin.
award. Sorry, Yashin. Yeah, Yashin
Yeah.
award. Of course, Lamine Yamal, the young male player award,
Generational. Generational.
generational talent. And on the female side, um, I mean, undisputed that Barcelona dominates
The
that
same
category.
babe copped a Ballon d'Or again.
She copped it again. Man, I have to say they're just a fabulous team. But it brings me to the winner, the eventual winner. I think most of us, when we were discussing this last couple of episodes ago, we were we were all saying, if I'm not mistaken, we all were picking Rodri to win it, right? I think that's fair to say. And now Rodri won it, but it seems to be a controversial decision. Ooh, Rodri won, Vini was second, and Cavalla was third. But before I go into this, I just want to say I just believe Real Madrid players not showing up for me, for me, is a sign of bad sportsmanship.
It's
When
in
none of
poor
them show up,
taste.
is in very poor taste. Even my man Ancelotti was given the best coach award, and he didn't show up. I'm befuddled. Look, I understand Vinny feeling like he should have won it, and the post he was putting on social media, him not even traveling there, even in the
Yeah,
while
man, he
they
was
were
acting
trying
like
to,
a child on social media, man.
I felt that it was a bit bratish. Even the people in the hall when they were trying to give it to Rodri started shouting Vinny, and like I just don't understand
Bro,
why you would be
Vinny actually.
sorry.
I
So sorry
just.
to let me just finish up.
Go on, bro.
Like
Sorry.
yeah, like I just felt it was in poor taste, bro. At least you were even second. Cavallal for me probably even won more than Vinny. I don't understand what this guy is even crying
Exactly.
about.
Carvajal
Uh,
won more than
he won more than
everyone.
him.
He
Vinny
won
went
the
to
treble and he won the Euros.
Vinny went to Copa America and I'm sorry, rubbish. He was rubbish.
Exactly.
So
It was in shambles.
Vinny
I
fans
don't
forget
know.
how shit he was for Brazil.
And,
That's the
and, and I'm
problem.
sorry, this is my last point here. Vinny Bellingham was actually the La Liga player of the year last season. And Vinny has one less goal than Bellingham. So I don't know why this.
Bellingham
Well, look,
scored more goals than Vinny in the league. Damn.
yes, he did, and he was actually the best player, the La Liga best player of the season last year. So what is this guy on about? So I'm gonna leave the floor open for you guys to maybe opine. I think maybe start with Prince there.
Man, honestly, with regards to Real Madrid's unsportsmanly behavior, I don't know, man. I think that the administration, the organization of Real Madrid as a team and as a organization is was anti-sportsman's. Like the actions were like contradicted that normal
Mhm.
sportsmanly behavior would expect from big teams. But I
Mhm.
wouldn't blame the manager or the players. It was a unanimous decision of the club, and they
Yeah,
couldn't be seen to go against that. It would look
yeah,
very weird that the whole club was going one way and Bellingham showed up. Like, what are you trying to say? That's
yeah,
Mhm.
gonna make you look some type of way to your teammates and to your manager and to your whole team.
yeah.
But with regards to the way Vinny acted, I find it laughable, man, and I find his comments even more laughable because
Mm,
it's You did good though, but let's not forget that Vinny started playing good at the end of the season, not the beginning. Like he had terrible spots in the beginning as well.
And he was
And
injured
then
too,
let's
by
not
the
now
way.
talk. Yeah, so exactly. So let's not now even talk about his performance at the Copa America. If anybody should be saying, "Oh, actually, that should have been my trophy," it's Carvajal because any metrics that
Yep.
you wanted to, sorry.
I
Yeah,
said
we agree
yep,
with you.
yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because any metric you use to gauge Rodri, I'm sure Cavaya also kind of meets that
Mm,
to an extent, if not more. Because Real
mm,
Madrid won the league,
yeah.
he won in Spain as well.
The
Yes.
Didn't they
league,
win
the Del
Champions League
Rey,
as
the
well?
Champions League, and the Euros. Four.
Yes.
Yeah,
Four
so
major trophies.
Yes.
so if anybody should be saying, "Oh, wait a minute, that should have been mine," it's Cavaya, not
Yeah.
even Vinny. Like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm surprised Vinny even acted like he expected to win. Bro, it's a bit
Nah,
laughable.
nah, nah, nah. But that's where I agree. I disagree with you, Dami. But go on
No,
first.
it's just because, like, look at what Harrison said. He was not even the La Liga player of the year in in his own
But
flipping.
neither was Rodri the Premier League Player of the Year. It
Yeah,
was
that's true.
Yeah,
Foden.
That's
but
true. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
but it's different. It was not, was it
It was
well,
Foden.
okay. I hear that actually.
It's a very funny one because I'm in a Twitter group chat where we've been discussing and debating this since yesterday. Many
Mm,
people are on the side of Vinicius on that group and are so pissed, salty, and hurt by the fact
mm,
that Rodri won.
mm,
And I have a peculiar stance on the matter.
mm,
Funnily, I feel both of them deserve it, right? Vinny and neither Vinny nor Rodri were the player of the season in La Liga or the Premier League, respectively. But they both had stellar seasons deserving of a Ballon d'Or. Like, for example, if Rodri wasn't there, right, would they say, oh, Vinny?
mm,
If Vinny wasn't there, would I say, oh, Rodri? Actually,
mm.
Carvajal should have probably gotten it, but I don't think a fullback has ever won the Ballon d'Or before. I stand to be
Cambiaso.
corrected. I know a
Cambiaso.
centre back has won it and a keeper has won it. Okay,
Cambiaso
was
is the fullback.
Cambiaso a fullback?
I think so. Yeah. I would
Are you
say
talking
so.
about
Yeah.
Cambiaso or Cannavaro?
Oh, oh, my bad. Oh,
Cannavaro is a centre back.
I
Yes.
think Cannavaro.
So
My bad. Oh shoot, man. I said Cambiaso.
yes,
Look at me.
he's a centre back. And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so I don't think a full back, like a right back or a left back, has ever won the Ballon d'Or. Not am I saying that it's a criteria, and if you're a full back, you can't win it. But I don't think it happened before. So that's why they are more predisposed to giving it to Vinny or Rodri. Now, if Vinny won it, I would have been happy. Oh, hey, Vinny, nice one. But if Rodri wins, as Rodri won it, I'm happy for him too. My issue
Mm,
comes when people are acting like it's a travesty for Rodri to win the Ballon d'Or. Like he didn't have a season deserving of it, right?
yeah, yeah.
And people judging Ballon d'Or like it's an award that's just based on goals and just for attackers and all that. It's about the whole beautiful game, right? Who was the
Yes.
best player in the
Yeah.
game, in the sport, right?
Mm,
Not about an attacker or goals. I was having an argument with somebody. We pulled up the Ballon d'Or sheet, and
yeah.
I don't know if we have the time for that here, but the sheet was pulled up, and I mean for a DM, I mean, Rodri, apart from the goal stats, held his own. So
Yes.
what point am I making? Like it's an award for the
No,
best.
but Rodri is a very
Yeah, go on.
significant player in that Man City team.
That's what I'm saying. So you also have to take that into consideration as well, right?
Mm,
And people were saying, "Oh, Rodri is not so important to Man City, is Haaland or whatever." I'm like, go and ask Pep Guardiola. He will tell you who his best player and most important player is. Ask Man City players themselves. Rodri
mm,
is your player's best player, right?
Yep.
mm,
So,
mm,
to cut the long story short, like I'm happy for any one of them that won it. you know,
Yes. Yes.
and people should not act like it's a robbery or a travesty or it's only because of racism or
Mm.
beef that Rodri can win a Ballon d'Or over Vinny. You know, I'll share the stats with you, but on the Ballon d'Or stats list, when it comes to games played, assists, key passes, successful dribbles, duels won, pass accuracy, average rating, Rodri had better on all of those metrics. Vinny only
All of
had
those.
more goals and more big chances created
Yeah.
and more dribbles attempted. Every other thing I mentioned, Rodri was better. So people should stop acting like it's a robbery. Be happy for who wins it and move on with your life. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Well said and well put.
Facts.
It definitely. Oof. It's a long one, but I'll just close it with this. Yeah. Um.
Yeah,
It's partly a popularity um award, to
I
be fair,
agree.
because it takes votes.
Yeah, it's
So
votes.
it's votes at the end of
Sadly,
the day. Sadly, yeah, sadly, but I think it's also fair to say that, like David, you've said, both players are equally deserving, or maybe one or the other is probably more, depending on what you like.
yeah, but it's close
Um,
enough.
but it's close enough to be like, but at
Yeah,
the same time, it's not. If if Vinny won it, I wouldn't be as bothered. But what just annoyed me was just his behavior, and then Real Madrid's behavior as a result. So yeah, it is what
I
it is on
agree.
that. Um,
Also,
KPL.
before we
Oh,
before we
go ahead.
move to the next segment, I just want to say that looking at the list of the Ballon d'Or, they had this list that categorized players. I think it was 1 to 30. I can't remember how many it was. The
Yeah,
fact that
30.
Palmer was 25 on that list it's a bit like surprising, and it's something that should be noted because like
Uh, is
I
that
feel like
high enough or is that low for you?
what do you mean, bro? What are you
Ah,
trying to
I'm,
say?
I'm asking a serious
It's
question.
too. I think you should have gotten better than that. Like,
He should have gotten better than that because of what did he win again?
bro,
Woo.
it's about stats as well, man. It's not a matter of
Like,
winning things as well.
It's
It's about
it's
stats.
about stats.
Yeah,
Oh,
a good. He had a good year, and he had individually he won personal awards. A lot of personal awards last year.
Yeah, but
Individual awards.
then again, Prince, like we said, it comes down to voting. So I think
Yeah,
people would have
first.
looked at the like lack of trophies and whatnot. So I think Kopama is up there based on performances, but hopefully he can win a trophy and really back it up. And obviously feature more
Um,
prominently in England's team to really get
team. Yep, yep.
get a
I
game.
hope that for him
So
too. That's
yeah,
my
yeah,
boy.
yeah.
who's
KPL
that? Sterling.
Copa Copa Copama. David with the jokes, man.
Uh,
David with the jokes. Yeah, KPL definitely our KPL rankings. Yeah, table definitely did not shift this weekend, and I was very
we
disappointed.
thank God for that. I
As
just
a
wanted to
result,
run a fast one on me.
I know, bro. I was really hoping until Sunday,
I was
man.
like, damn.
But I
I
could start.
thought
Mm,
definitely that like Harrison would overtake this week.
yeah, I was
Damn,
looking
man.
was,
Niggas didn't
was
even
looking
have
for.
faith in me, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But you know what I think? Yeah, I think if you look at the top of the table, you have Amin, you have Umbrella Academy, Edem. They both didn't get as many points as practically the rest of the, apart from Anubab, because they didn't get as many points as the rest of the team. So I'm happy for that slow.
Bro,
The rest
what
of the
did
rest of the group,
Anubam even do there, man?
I don't know, man. Yeah, he got 39 points, but the rest of the group, got 60, 58, thereabouts. Edem definitely didn't have as good a week, with 49 points. But yeah, I would like to give you guys the floor to quickly just discuss, okay, how your individual team performed and your tactics that you deployed this last weekend.
Okay. So Yeah, so this week, the table is kind of it's a funny one because the table is still kind of close, but at the
Mm,
same time, everybody does decent enough to keep their position every week.
mm, mm-hmm.
So it's a funny one, but the KPL is going interesting. Everybody is like tuned in, so everybody is having decent weeks back to back.
Yeah.
I
What
think
about your
even
team
Ayo is.
specifically? Your team
I know. I'm
specifically.
just
Okay.
doing a quick one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think even Ayo is back
Yeah.
to do this team. So
Yeah.
as for mine, I did a double transfer. So I didn't have double transfer, so I took a -4, but I felt like it was going to be worth it, and it kind
Mm.
of was. I actually
Yeah.
thought my week would even be better, but the United conceding the late goal to West Ham destroyed my hopes of that. But
Mm.
I took out two players to bring in Vardiol and Cole Palmer. I just knew Cole Palmer was going to score against Newcastle, and I felt like Vardiol was going to have a decent haul, and both were right. My disappointing players this week, as I said, the Manchester United defense for conceding to West Ham. I felt like we should have had a clean sheet in that game. And of course, the Tottenham attack. You absolute bunch of bombs, blood. Crystal Palace.
Ah!
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace,
Like,
you know.
none of you, man, could even get me an assist, a goal.
I'm telling you,
Nah,
bro.
fam, nah,
That's
nah.
bloody. That's
That is an
bloody disrespectful.
absolute disgrace. I thought
Disrespect, bro.
even if you man don't get the points, at least you man should at least like score, even if you
Do
draw
sign.
or
Do
score
sign.
some goals, bro.
Do sign,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, do side like you're an attacking team on the ange. Like at least that's what you should be doing. That game showed us that you literally don't know what you're gonna get from Spurs. We should
I'm
have
telling you.
discussed Spurs in the Premier League segment.
Yeah. Well, no, we did. We did. We discussed sports. We
We
discussed
did
how Mateta
discuss
scored.
Okay, okay, okay.
Spurs.
Yeah. 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 We did. Yeah. Prince, are you done, David? We can move on to Prince if that's the
Yeah, I'm
case.
done.
Yeah. Go ahead, Prince.
Oh man, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, man. I didn't change my team from last week, so
Are you
Oh,
serious? I
yeah,
feel
you
like
man.
you
lucky
did.
boy.
I feel
What?
like you did. I,
How? Check it now.
no,
He's
I
a lucky
felt
boy.
like you
No,
did.
he's
I
right.
wasn't sure.
He's right.
You know
He didn't
what
change it. I
happens is,
realized.
yeah, yeah. I think some people like they got a swap or something, sure. But like
Mm.
apart from that, I didn't personally work on my team.
Do you know what's funny? If you change your team, you may have had less points.
I know.
Yeah,
He had
Possibly.
yeah,
you might
yeah,
have taken Saka out for Rogers because Saka was on an injury, and you'd have
yeah.
had the 1 point for Rogers instead of the Saka
No, I
nine.
was gonna keep Saka in, but I would have tried to change Deepling though.
Man,
Oh,
And
yeah,
Bemo.
fairs. Yeah,
No,
fairs.
and plus I wanted to even change my attack, man. I'd have definitely taken out Sri Lanka, man,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I
man.
don't know what
So
Tottenham is
Lanka
playing.
was looking like such a decent cop because they have good transfers and they're an attacking team. But man,
Exactly.
what a disaster class.
Such a disaster. Nobody has tried. Sha. Let's not be too mean to the guy. I think he's
Yeah.
got a couple of points, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
At least he
So
got like 6 points against Man U. So
yeah. So yeah, Prince, I think you definitely didn't
true.
change your team, but you got 60 points in the end. And that's
yeah,
mostly
man.
down to
See, me, I'm
Palmer
a
and
star boy
Alan.
now.
Palmer and Alan did
Yeah,
well for you.
and
And
Mbemo, man. Mbemo got
Mbemo.
15 points. I was like,
Mbemo.
bro.
Oh my days, man. Ah! I wanted to bring down Bemo guy, you know. Actually, I'm lying. I didn't really think about it. But no, it is what it is. But as for me, man, you guys know I said it in the last episode that I was going to use my wild card because I needed to change everything about
Yeah,
my
you
team.
are correct.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking. If I continued with the last team I had, it would have been terrible. April would have passed me for
That
sure.
Raya, that Raya 0 points.
Oh, it pains my heart, bro. It pains my heart. So I went for a 3-4-3. I brought in guys like Nuri. I already had Cucurella before, but I brought guys like Nuri, Kulusevski, McNeil, Garnacho, Chris Wood, and bro, I changed everything, man. Chris Wood, Raul, and I think I had Luis Diaz before, and I brought in Evans as well. So I was really hoping that I could. I was really thinking that Kulusevski as a number 10 for Tottenham would do a lot better. So that's why I gave him the vice captain. I really thought in my stupid head that this guy was going to do better than Kopama, and I feel really annoyed that because I thought Newcastle was going to be better defensively, even though they haven't been good up front. So I was really thinking Kopama would find it hard, but I just realized when I watched the game, like there was just this ridiculous gap in midfield that Kopama was finding pockets to just like occupy. Like it seemed crazy to me. How would you leave Kopama so free at many times? And Chelsea was happy to kill them on the counter. It was crazy. But yeah, it is what it is, man. And obviously that meant Kulusevski obviously didn't score any goals. So look, bro, David.
I think
David,
that's down to player IQ and movement. You
yeah,
know how
but
we always like, for a point when Messi was like the best player in the world, but
yeah,
in games you would see
yeah,
a position where Messi gets the ball and there's space. And like, are you guys dumb? How can you give Messi all that space? These
yeah, but
insane players sometimes they know how to move, create
yeah,
space for themselves, and be
yeah,
effective.
but David, yeah, I can't describe to you the frustration I felt. You know, I brought in Garnacho with wild card, and we're playing West Ham, and I was really
Garnacho.
hoping. I was really like, my plan was for this guy. I knew he would
If
have chances.
Garnacho is a good player, he gets you 2 goals that day. 2 goals.
Bro. When Garnacho hit the bar the first time, I almost threw my remote control in my this thing. I almost broke something in my room, man. And then he missed the second one. Hey!
Bro.
Oh my gosh. I almost threw my iPad away. Because I was watching on my iPad. I was like, this stupid guy. Like, the frustration I felt. When this
I'm
guy missed that
done.
one, the Garnacho, oh my God. Oh my God, man. Yo, I almost threw my iPad away in frustration. So, thank you,
I'm
Garnacho. You
telling
got me
you.
only 2 points. If Garnacho had scored those 2 goals, like you said now, bro, we won't be here talking about Dami still being above me. Like, that would have been it. But
Yeah.
it is what it is, man. So, you know, that Dami left.
Sadly, that's not it.
Sadly, so and yeah, I tell you what I'm gonna do. Yeah, for next week, every Manchester United player in my team, I'm just kicking them out. I don't even care. All of them should all be going. I don't want to see nonsense in my team again. So yeah, it is what it is,
Chelsea
man.
Man U next week still.
Because I don't even know who's gonna play
Ah,
next game. I don't know who's gonna play. So you know, can't take any chances. Chris Wood, man, honorable mentions. Chris Wood with a double against Leicester City, man. That was a good buy. I think you guys also had one of you guys also had Chris Wood as well. So was
David,
it
I think.
yeah,
David had
me.
Chris Wood as well, man? So it is what a good.
Yeah.
I wish I gave that guy the vice captain or captain as well. I had of Haaland, but who would have known, right? So yeah, it's been a great week. We're moving forward now to game week 10. So obviously the table is taking shape, both the KPA table and the the KPA table and the EPL table. We're all really looking forward to the next couple of games. All right. So once again, thank you very much, guys. It's been a great episode 6 of the Pitchside Banter podcast. We've enjoyed it, really. I've enjoyed myself. And yeah, looking forward to episode 7, where we're
Yes,
going to
sir.
discuss even more about what's happening in Game Week 10. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, and share. Yeah, man, share with your friends, man. Let everyone discuss what's happening on the Pitchside Banter podcast. We hope to catch you later. Thank you very much, and goodbye for me, Harrison, and the rest of the gang.